Did you hear what they're thinking about bringing back? I have a bunch of different information I want to share with you in this video, so let's get into it right away. Hey everybody, welcome and thanks for joining me. If you're new or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so. Thank you, I really appreciate you. And let's talk through this. Yes, I do have a bunch of different information that I want to run through in this video. There's been a lot of weird things going on, and I want to cover many of the headlines right now. So let's burn through them one at a time, and let's get through this. So yes, I just saw this earlier today. They are talking about bringing back the dreaded mask mandate. Yes, I saw this. They are throwing around the idea of implementing a mask mandate once again. No! Oh man, I don't know about you, but I am not looking forward to that if they happen to do it once again. I feel like all of us are probably thinking, no, we want to be done with the mask thing. But I guess if that's what it takes and they need to do it once again, then I guess by all means, we'll have to do it. I don't know. What do you think about the whole mask thing? Once the mask mandate was lifted, was it kind of weird going out in public without a mask on? I don't know about you, but the first couple times I did, it was like, whoa, I'm forgetting something. What is it? And it's like, oh, what is it? What is it? What is it? And it's like, oh man, a mask. That's what it is. Because you know what I mean? It's like, there was always for like a year there, or over a year, it was like every time you went out of your house, it was like you had to grab it. And it's like, oh, where's my mask? You know what I mean? But then going out, it's like, oh, I'm so free. What am I supposed to do with myself now? Anyway, so yeah, let's just hope it doesn't get to that point. But yeah, there's some ideas, and they're throwing around the idea, especially with this new Delta variant that's being going around right now. What's actually really interesting, I talked about this a few days ago. Sydney, Australia went into a 2-week lockdown once again because of this new Delta variant that's going around. Well, actually, again, I just saw this earlier. They've actually extended it to another week. So they are in lockdown, Sydney, Australia, for 3 weeks. Once again, it feels like we're outside and we're beyond this whole lockdown business. Well, that's what you'd think, but no, it is not over yet. There are still other countries that are having a hard time with this right now. In fact, I saw a city in China that also did the same, went into another lockdown. Or actually, they closed their borders, and they also went into a lockdown. So yeah, wow, right? Also, shifting over to unemployment. This is incredible. I mean, this is not incredible. It's incredible in its own way, but realistically, it's more kind of sad and pathetic more than anything. It's estimated that $400 billion was stolen in unemployment scams. $400 billion stolen in unemployment scams. Now, they're suspecting that other countries were behind this, but yes, they're suspecting that $400 billion were taken from the federal government as a result of unemployment scams, basically from like early 2020 up until just a few months ago. Wow. Just to put that into perspective, $400 billion would be enough to pay for another $1,400 stimulus check for everybody that just got them a few months ago. In fact, the $1,400 stimulus check that went out cost roughly $395 billion. So there you go. We could get another stimulus check of $1,400. Or if we do my plan, which is send out low-income people a stimulus check of $2,000, we could get essentially 2 more $2,000 stimulus checks with all the money that was stolen. Wow, that's really sad, right? Anyway, going on, talking about unemployment, let's continue on with another unemployment story, and that is, I talked about this the other day, but we have some more developments on this. There's 3 states that are suing in regards to the cancellation of the unemployment benefits. Remember this, the $300 per week boost for all these unemployment beneficiaries? Well, there's 3 states, Indiana, Texas, and Maryland, that are suing, trying to get all of these payments reinstated. Well, a judge has ruled that Indiana needs to continue paying out the $300 per week boost from the federal government to about 230,000 unemployed people in the state of Indiana. So this is interesting because there's 26 states in total that have canceled their unemployment benefits prematurely. So Indiana is the first one to reinstate those benefits and start sending those out once again to those people, 230,000 people in their state. Well, Texas and Maryland are next, How many more states are going to start going through with these lawsuits? I would imagine there's probably many more states that are looking at it or already in the process right here, right now, going through this to get those benefits reinstated. Yeah. Also, a couple days ago, you probably heard about this. This is just nuts. I can't believe that this is still happening. I can't believe that this is still allowed to happen. I mean, you'd think that they would do something about this. And that is, over the weekend, over 1,000 businesses across multiple different countries were hit by these hackers once again. Now, there's suspicion that it's a hacker group out of Russia, but is that really true? I don't really know, but it's suspected that it's a hacker group out of Russia that continues to take over these companies and puts them on ransom. So in other words, they basically do these ransom attacks where they basically say, hey, pay us the money or we're going to continue to hold all of your systems and then until you actually pay us. Well, they were demanding $70 million to release all their, to fulfill the ransom. $70 million. Again, I mean, this is nuts. I cannot believe it. I mean, I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing like, this is nuts. These people are making a boatload of money on these ransom attacks. Remember that? They had the meat processor here in the U.S. just a month ago. They paid the ransom. We had the Colonial Pipeline over on the East Coast about a month and a half ago. Again, paid the ransom, about $5 million. The meat packing plant, about $10 million paid them. And now they're going after $70 million. What's actually really interesting is they were actually out and said, okay, fine. We will lower our ransom, what we're asking for, to $50 million. So now they're only requesting $50 million. I said only, it's still $50 million. They came down $20 million, but still, it's a massive amount of money, right? $50 million. That's like hitting the lottery right there, right? That's like hitting a small jackpot in the lottery. I mean, yeah, lotteries get a lot bigger than that, but seriously, anybody would be super happy with $50 million. I know I would be, right? All right, anyway, moving on, Mitch McConnell has been out stating that he is going to do everything he possibly can to block the infrastructure package from the Democrats. Now, all right, let me take that back. It's not the infrastructure. It's the other package. It's all of these spending proposals like the $6 trillion. The bipartisan infrastructure package, actually Mitch McConnell was in favor of that. He's cool with it. He's not a problem with that. So I apologize. It's not that. It's all of the other spending initiatives. It's like the $6 trillion that Democrats are coming up with right now and trying to add on to with all of these different packages out there. So basically Mitch McConnell's been out saying, yeah, it's my duty to do everything I possibly can to hold them back and from doing this. In fact, another person out of Congress, I believe this person's out of Texas, was out saying basically our duty for the next 18 months, basically until December of 2022, is to do everything we possibly can to stall Democrats and what they want to do with all these initiatives. It might work for a while, but the problem is, if Democrats just so wanted to do so, they could use the reconciliation process to get these bills through without any Republican support. For the most part, if they absolutely wanted to do it, which they pretty much do want to do it, if they wanted to do that, they absolutely could do it because Democrats have control right now of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So they could do it if they absolutely wanted to. So we will need to continue watching that to see what actually happens going forward. But Mitch McConnell and a couple other people are very much dedicated to doing everything they possibly can to stopping all of this spending. Basically, they're just coming out saying this is reckless. $6 trillion of spending is like nuts, right? Yeah, that's a ton of money. But either way, I mean, we'll continue watching this. I'd actually be interested to hear what you have to say. Do you think $6 trillion is acceptable, or do you think that that's just kind of a little bit over the limit? Let me put that into perspective for you really quickly, though, okay? Because $6 trillion, it's like, okay, it sounds like a lot of money, but where are we really sitting? Let me put this into perspective. Back in early 2020, the first stimulus package that was passed, well, the first one that contained the $1,200 stimulus checks, the CARES Act, it passed actually in the end of March 2020. It was $2.2 trillion, okay? Just to put that in perspective, $2.2 trillion. This last stimulus package that was passed in March of 2021 from Biden and, Congress, that one was $1.9 trillion. And we can see, all the money that's in there. So what are your thoughts on basically a package 3 times the size of that at $6 trillion? I'm curious to hear what you have to say. That's a ton of money no matter how you cut it, right? So anyway, I wanted to run through some of these main headlines that are running around out there right now. I keep coming across all of these different things as I do my research, and I thought, oh, there's an interesting story. Oh, there's an interesting story. Hey, check it out. There's an interesting headline. I should tell everybody about it. And then it's like, well, does it really fit into my stimulus stuff? Does it really fit into Social Security? Not really. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make a dedicated video, this one, and talk about all of these different headlines out there right now with all of this weird stuff going on. Oh, by the way, if you're still watching, I could just be talking to myself right now. That's cool. No problem. I pretty much do it all day long anyway. No problem. But either way, if there is anybody here listening, hello, is there anybody out there, or is it just crickets? Anyway, there is one kind of nice, kind of fun story that I heard about. I just want to share this with you. I just really quickly saw this when I was doing my research. So you know Goodwill, right? You donate all your stuff, all the junk you don't want, you basically give it to Goodwill, right? That's what I do anyway. All the junk that's too good to throw away, but it's like, maybe someone would use this, you donate to Goodwill, right? So anyway, oh, by the way, we do give Goodwill a lot of good stuff too, but it's like, you know, the questionable things that really should go in the garbage, but it's like, maybe somebody could use it. You throw it in the Goodwill pile. Anyway, Goodwill's probably watching and be like, oh, that's the guy that gives us all the garbage. Yeah, I do, probably like everybody else. But anyway, fun story, a guy was looking through donations. One of the workers at Goodwill was looking through the boxes of donations, and he came across, yes, $10,000 of cold, hard cash sitting in a box of old video games. Oh man, what would you do with it? I think ethically you're supposed to turn it in and say, hey, check it out, Goodwill, I found $10,000 in cash. It'd be pretty tempting to stick it right in your pocket, wouldn't it? I think that's illegal. Probably go to jail for that or something. I don't know. Maybe it's called stealing. I don't really know what the parameters are. Technically, it's still a donation, right? But I guess since it was a donation to Goodwill, does that mean that it was the property of Goodwill at that point? I don't know. I mean, obviously, I would do the right thing and turn it in, but it would be certainly fun to play with 10 grand for a little while, you know, back in the back room, playing around with 10 grand before you have to go up front and tell the manager, hello, hey manager, check out what I just found. It's only $10,000, I promise, $10,000. I haven't been playing with it in the back room for the last hour, I promise. If you haven't seen me for the last hour, I've been locked in the bathroom playing with the money, smelling it, touching it, rubbing it all over my face, you know. That's what I would do anyway. Yep. Anyway, good thing I'm the only one here and that nobody else is listening to know that I am just a sick freak and I like to rub money all over my face. Yes, I do that, but good thing nobody else is listening because I'm just talking to myself now. Anyway. All right, I got to turn this thing off because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth next and it could be bad. All right, we're going to stop now. Yep. Anyway, all right. I was going to say something else, but we'll leave that for another day. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody. I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed these new headlines. Enjoy the videos I'll have out tomorrow and going forward. Just remember, I'm here to help you in any way that I possibly can. Make sure to smash the subscribe button right down below the video. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 1,200 plus videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. You're awesome. I truly appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video.